Alright, hello everyone, this is Teamrocketdraws with another Pokemon drawing tutorial, and for this video we're gonna be drawing Mega Charizard X. So as you guys can see on screen, this is how he ends up looking like. So if you guys want to learn how to draw him, let's get started. I'm also gonna put up a reference right now on screen, that way you guys can get all your details and basically know how he should look like. So first of all, we're just gonna do a sketch, and then after that you guys are gonna do like your own drawing. You guys are gonna finish it. So first of all, right here we're just gonna start by doing a line right here going down. I use a spare piece of paper right here just to measure that line, and then I fold the corner of the paper to that line just to get the middle, because basically we're gonna do a circle first, and we're not really gonna follow that much the circle, although he is gonna help us do it. But right here I mark it off, half, and then the C for circle, and then I just make sure that it's right there, mark it off on the paper, and then just do another line going across. There we go. And then just to get a better circle, what I like to do is I just do it into the corners, but instead of doing the full line, I just mark a little dot right there in the corner. And this is just to make it a little bit better, There we go. And this is actually my second time doing the tutorial, like the second try. The first attempt didn't turn out that good. Like the neck, it was alright, like the drawing came out alright, but the neck seemed to be a little bit too big, like too long, so I didn't like it. So that's why it took me a couple days longer to do this video, because I was gonna upload it on the weekend. Now it's Monday, so it just took me a couple days to do it more, but overall it came out alright. I like how it turned out. There we go. So now just finish off the circle, and this is actually my third time, I guess, if you count the first time attempting to do this one. Actually did a drawing. I'll show you guys right here on screen. I did a painting of it with acrylics. It was the first time using acrylics, and it was the first time drawing Mega Charizard X, and I thought it came out alright. I don't know, probably you guys seen that reference online. I liked it, so it was alright. Alright, so now for the drawing, we're just gonna cut off this side right here, around there, and then around the middle right here, we're just gonna do a line. Right here I actually do it too down, like it shouldn't go at that angle, it should be a little bit more straight than that. I do go back and I change that, so basically just try to make it straight to the left, don't make it like going down that much. So yeah, right there you like cut the side of the circle a little bit, and then this line goes up like that. And now the other leg starts around here, like actually started a little bit lower later on. Right here started a little bit high, but once again you guys started a little bit lower than I did. And then basically at the middle of the circle, that's where like the top is, and then you guys could do this shape right here. And remember, this is just a rough sketch, so just because we're doing some of these lines doesn't mean that they're gonna be the final lines. It's just to help us get a little bit more accurate to the reference. Alright, so now that we have this, we're gonna just continue. The stomach right here just goes up. As you can see, it's fairly straight. So then around here, like almost connected to that middle line of the circle, we're gonna do a really small one right here. And then yeah, and then we're gonna do another one on the other side, like on the same level. You guys could do a straight line as I did right there going on top, and then I think I do another one at the bottom just to get it the same size, And this one's just gonna show like almost half of the circle, because it is behind him, and what that is the shoulders. It's like his shoulders. So as you guys can see on the reference, it's not round, but it's just a rough outline of the shoulder. Later on we could do any details and fix it and make it right, but right now we're just doing basic shapes, a basic outline to do the right shape. So now around here we're just gonna curve up like this, and this is where I did it wrong the last time. I made it too long, so as you guys can see, it doesn't go further than the leg right there. It's almost like lines with it, but it doesn't go that far. So now the neck is actually around the same thickness as the circle, so you guys could just basically, like, you guys could do another circle the same size, or you guys could just guess, but the top of the circle right there where it ends on the neck, It should be the same thickness as one of those circles, roughly, the one on the shoulders. It doesn't have to be exact, guys, you know, it's just like a rough estimate, just so you guys could do it, you know. So right here I keep erasing the neck because it actually goes a little bit higher when it starts bending a little bit. It just takes me a couple tries, guys. Right there it was actually connected, and then right here I just make a little bit further away than the shoulder, and then it bends around there. So it's not the same for you guys, it's not going to be the same, but just try to get it as close as you can to my reference, and then from there you guys are going to add the details, you know. But if something doesn't line up, you guys could always make any changes to your drawing, just so it could look right, you know, in the end. And just remember not to press that hard because we are going to be erasing most of these lines, so try not to press that hard on the paper. So now for the head, we're just going to do another circle, and it's a bit almost like the size of one of those parts of the main circle that we did. It's also around the same size as the leg, like the thickness roughly, you know. So it's just like a rough estimate, guys. You guys could always change the head later, you know. It doesn't have to be exact, but it's just a rough estimate. It's like one part of the circle, or the same, roughly the same size as the leg. It all depends on you guys. If you guys are doing it the same as me, then it's gonna be the same for you guys. But if it's not, then like I said, make any changes. So right here it just takes me a couple more tries to do the neck, just because I was like self-conscious that the other one I messed up there, so I was just trying to get it a little bit better this time. Alright, there we go. So just pause the video, guys. Try to get these reference shapes right here as close as you can. The better that you guys make it, the easier it'll be to follow my tutorial. So alright, so now around here, as you guys can see, it's almost like around there. Just gonna do this line, and as I pointed out right there, it doesn't go further than the circle, and then around here bends this way. It goes almost roughly to the same level as where the neck ends, so I point out right there. That's how roughly how high this goes. And then we're gonna do another line that's basically the same length as this one right here, so I'm pointing out, and this one does go higher than the circle, as you guys can see. And now we're just gonna do this other line that goes pretty far. It's longer than the ones that we did before. And then we could just do parallel lines to that one. It's probably like half of the circle, as I pointed right there, like half the thickness of the shoulder. It's just a rough estimate, guys. It doesn't have to be exactly like that, but it's just a rough estimate. And as you guys can see, this is just a rough sketch. Once we have most of it, we're gonna be adding all the details, you know, paying close attention to all the curves on the wing, everything. But right now we're just trying to get the simple shapes. Alright, so now for this leg, it should be at the same level as this one over here. You guys could do a line. It should roughly be at the same level. And actually, I think right here I do it too far and too low. I erase it just in a little bit, and I make it a little bit higher than that. But roughly around there is like almost flat right here. And it goes around here, and it just connects like this. It's almost an oval shape, but as you guys can see at the top, from the middle, on the right side of the middle of the circle, this oval shape right here, it kind of goes like straight up almost to the point. So right here, there's the gap that I tell you guys that I make it a little bit shorter, because I noticed that the leg was gonna be really low if I did it that way. So this is where I erase it. You know, we're gonna learn as we go, guys. Like, I'm not gonna get it right the first time, and probably you guys are not gonna get it right the first time too. It might take you guys a couple tries. Right here I just make it a little bit smaller. I don't do it that wide, and then I just do it a little bit closer to the shape we did at the top. There we go. Let me know, guys, if you guys are attempting to draw Mega Charizard X. Let me know in the comment section. Also leave a like if you guys are trying it. You know, that lets me know how many people are attempting to draw it. And also, if you guys enjoyed the video, then also leave me a like. So this is where I told you guys before, they actually make it a little bit lower. You guys don't have to. It all depends how you guys did it, you know. But right here, compared to the other one that I did, I thought about making this one a little bit smaller, because this one almost lines up with the bottom of his stomach, that being the bottom of the first circle that we did, the big one. There we go. It's not like a big change, but it's just little small things. And this line right here is gonna be basically the tail, so it should line up. So the tail's around here. So we're just gonna extend that line going a little bit higher than the middle of the first circles I pointed there. It's just a little bit higher than that. You guys could do a straight line going across the paper. That's just gonna help us know how high to do the tail at the end where the fire is. So this one goes down a little bit and then it curves up, and it should roughly line up with the top of the wing right here. It's a point out right here. It should roughly be on the bottom of that. It's not exactly, guys, it's just a rough estimate, but if you guys look at the reference, you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. And then right here on the tail, it's actually really thin once it gets to the fire, and then it starts getting thicker, and then it meets up to that line. There we go. So that line that we did going across the paper in the middle, that's just to help us, do that. So now right here, I think we started doing the wing. Right here, I'm just erasing those reference lines. We don't need them no more. That way the drawing won't be that confusing, because like with so many lines, sometimes it gets a little bit confusing. But we could erase most of those, and as you guys can see, you guys could basically see the outline of a Mega Charizard. So right here we're gonna start. I guess we start with the face, and just to get a better idea of how the face is gonna be, we're gonna start by doing the fire right here where it meets the neck. If you guys look at the reference, you guys will know what I mean. And probably this is gonna be a hard part, guys. The head is gonna be a little bit hard, but just look at the reference just to get a better idea. So it goes like this, and then right here it kind of curves. It's almost like a straight line right here, then it goes up, and then it curves a little bit, and then it ends like at this little point right here, and then it goes back up. If you guys look at the reference, you guys will know what I mean. And then this one's kind of like a curve right there in the middle, then the top is thin, then right here it meets up right there. It might be a little bit confusing, guys, but you guys could just look at the reference right here. So this side actually starts right there in the corner where we did the circle and the neck. And then right here I'm just looking at the reference just to get a rough idea of the fire. It doesn't have to be like this, guys. You guys don't have to follow me. You guys can look at the reference just to get a better idea of the shape of the fire. But you guys don't have to follow it 100%. As long as you get a rough estimate of how long it is and where it is, it's all good. So now right here, we're gonna do this little piece that's at the bottom of this horn. I guess it's like a smaller horn. And then this one goes up, and this one it almost lines up with the fire and the top of the wing right here, as I point out. But it should be a little bit shorter than that. It's something you guys could pay attention to while you guys are doing the drawing. How big it is, like for example the horn, how big it is, how high it is compared to the rest of the drawing. So if you guys look at the reference, it's just a little bit smaller than the fire and the wing. So now right here we're just gonna continue this line and then do this line going down, and this is gonna be like where the mouth starts. This is gonna be like the mouth. And this is like the bottom of the mouth. And remember, guys, this is just a rough sketch. And right here, it might not be the same for me as it is for you. This is gonna be probably one of the hardest part, or maybe the hardest part of doing Charizard X, is just getting the right size head to the body. If it for you guys, if it turns out a little bit too big, you guys could always erase and make it a little bit smaller, and just rewatch the tutorial just to get a better idea. Just do the circle that we did for the head at the beginning a little bit smaller. It all depends. So now this is gonna be like the fire. There's this line right there. This is like where the fire ends. So now we got this part. We're just gonna do this line going this way, and then around here it curves downward a little bit. And this is gonna be like where the snout is, like the point of the mouth. So now we're gonna do this line right here. This almost like the top of a triangle shape almost right here. And just make it parallel to the mouth right there. And now do another line right here going straight. It's roughly the same thickness as the one from the snout to the line outline. And then we could just do the snout. It might be a little bit confusing here, guys. I'm really sorry. It's just right here I recommend you guys look into the reference just to get a better idea. So there's the top of the head where it curves, and now you guys are starting to see the head of a Charizard. Now roughly we're at the top of the circle right there. We're gonna start this other horn, and then just try to make it the same thickness. And if you guys notice, it doesn't, both of them don't connect. It has this small line right there. And we got a rough sketch of a Charizard. So now for this eye, it's a little bit, it's almost at the same level of the straight line to the left of that. And right here, actually make it a little bit shorter. I should have extended that a little bit lower. But then you guys could just basically do the eye, which almost looks like a pizza shape right here, like a triangle. Now it has the outline of the brow, and then it has another one over here, and then it has the nostril, and then another one over here. So basically we're done with the face. We just needed to do the tongue and the teeth. I guess we could do the eye right here, and it has like the little eyeball right there, the highlight, and we're basically done. Now for the tongue. The tongue starts around here. Look at the reference just to get a better idea, guys. There's this like weird shape right here, and right here is gonna be a little bit hard to notice the teeth, you know, but this tooth goes around there, this one right in the corner of there, and just try to make them the same size, all the teeth. This one goes around here. Like, you really can't tell right here just because like I said, it's a rough sketch. But once you finalize your drawing, you know, you guys could clean that up a little bit. So now for the shoulder right here, we can start doing it. So right here I'm just like fixing the lines, making sure that they're right. So then over here, you're gonna do one of those spikes that he has on the shoulder. And I think I changed the thickness of this one later on, because the ones I do on the other circle, on the other shoulder, they end up a little bit different. And now right here for the spikes, there's a small gap in between the fire and this one. And this first one is gonna be the smallest one, and it's a pretty sharp shape to it. It's like a triangle shape without the bottom. And then this one's the biggest one, the longest one. And there's a slime right here. Once again, guys, you guys can look at the reference just to get a better idea. But remember, this is still a rough sketch. We're gonna do like all the details later on. So now this spike right here goes a little bit higher than the actual wing, and then it should be like the same thickness. I think it takes me a couple of tries to get the right shape of that. The spike, like right here, I think I made it too skinny, but I like make it a little bit thicker later on. This one doesn't go higher. It just goes a little bit higher than the actual circle for the shoulder. So this is where I changed this one, because like I said, it takes me a couple of tries just to get the right shape of the spikes right here, because they're really thick compared to like the claws, you know. So right here at the corner of this wing, we're gonna start by doing another spike, and this one's pretty big. This line is basically like a straight line going right, and then it just right at the how should I say, at the point, it goes down a little bit, and then you guys could just round it off to the top like that. It's kind of like a claw almost. Sorry if you guys can hear the car. Alright, so now for the bottom of the foot right here, we're just gonna do this line. Once again, look at the reference just to get a better idea. Now this is like this side of the foot, and I'm not gonna do the claws, guys, on screen. You guys could do that on your own, but right here, just trying to get the basic shape of the foot, the basic outline. You guys could do the claws, you know, it's just almost like triangle shapes. Now this is the other side, and this is one of those parts where it doesn't meet up like the reference. So this one goes around here, curves down a little bit, and it's just like almost like a flat line. You guys could add the nails, like I said. So just try to make both feet the same, you know, like try to make them the same thickness, you know, just so they could look alright. And now we could do just like a basic a line right here for the shoulder, for the arm, and the arm sticks out a little bit off the body, outside of the body, and as you guys see right here, it gets pretty close to the leg. And then this part of the hand, it's like thicker than the actual hand, like the shoulder, where it connects to the shoulder. And then right here we could just do like a circle for the fingers. Once again, I'm not gonna do the fingers, you guys could do those, but right here we could just do a rough sketch, you know, where roughly where the hand should be, how big it should be. So now this one's gonna be the other hand. Right here, just try to make the top right here the same thickness as this one, but remember that the forearm's a little bit thicker. And then roughly this is where the other hand is, you know. Just try to make both of these circles the same size on each hand, like both, you know. And then right there you guys could just do the fingers. Just look at the reference and just try to make the fingers within that circle, you know. And now for the wing right here, the wing, let's start around here. It's actually pretty close right there to the outline of the wing, and then we're just gonna do this curved line that goes meets up roughly in the middle of the one on the top. As you guys can see, it's closer there at the bottom than it is at the top, and that's just gonna help us do like where the wing ends, you know, like on where the wing starts, I guess. And now we're here, we could just do like a rough sketch of this wing, this part. So this one should go up to that line that we did. I don't make it like all the way there, but it's roughly. And now we're gonna start here at the bottom, and this one starts off right there in the corner where the tail starts, and it's pretty close to the elbow. And this one gets just look at the shape that it makes. It's like a rounded off triangle almost. I think I make that one a little bit longer later on. Now this one gets pretty close right there. It's the biggest one. And just try to have those shapes consistent, you know. They should be like the same. They should basically look the same but different shapes. I mean different sizes. Like that middle one that we did, this one right here should be the biggest one, but all those should be like roughly the same shape, you know. They should look the same, but just one bigger than the other one. So right here is, like I said, it should be like touching that line that we did. It's just to help us know how far to do it. And like I said before, this is still the rough sketch, so it's just try to make it the best you can, you know. And then like right here we could do the fire. Once again, it doesn't meet up exactly like on the reference, but it doesn't have to be exact, you know. If it doesn't match up on your drawing, you guys could always make any changes just so it could look right, you know. It doesn't have to be like my drawing, and it doesn't have to be like the reference. As long as it looks good, then by all means you guys could do any changes. So right here we actually forgot the other wing on the other side, but right here we're gonna do like one of those spikes right here at the tip of the wing. It's like a claw, once again, like the shape of the claw. And then you can barely see a little bit right there. So it should meet up with the one that touches the claw, like this. So like I said, guys, this is a rough sketch. If you guys notice, you guys can barely see that one. So right here I'm just doing an outline of the tip, the blue tip of the horns. And now for the fire on this side, once again, look at the reference just to look at the shape that it makes. But as you guys can see, it doesn't go that much higher than the actual horns. It should be like the same thickness as the other side, like the other one. And then right here you can barely see it sticking out on the other side of the face. And we're basically done, guys. As you guys can see, probably you guys can see Charizard now. Now it's up to you guys. I guess we could do it right here, the split, the neck and the stomach right here. You guys could do basically like a middle line right in the middle of the neck. It connects to around here on the spike. It connects to around the what's it called, the wrist, and it meets up with the leg right there. And we have basically the stomach and the rest. So now, guys, just go over your drawing right now. If you guys can make any changes to your sketch right now, now's the best time to do it. Maybe the tail doesn't look right or something else, go ahead and change it. But what I like to do right here, once I have my final sketch, I like to erase my drawing. You guys, there's different things that you guys could do. You guys could either just make any changes to your sketch and then just like outline it in ink or something, and then just erase the pencil. A lot of people do that, but I like just erasing my drawing, you know. And if you prefer like a clean paper, like a clean drawing, you know, because these lines are still gonna show up. So you guys could always just trace your sketch, you know, and then just do your final outline on another paper, because a lot of people use like really good paper for their final drawing, you know. So right here I erase it and then I just redraw the drawing, you know, make any lines a little bit better. So this is the final drawing, as you guys can see, like the outline in pencil. If you guys pay close attention, you guys will see like the lines from the sketch that I did. I didn't make any changes, any like big changes. Everything is still the same as the sketch roughly. I just made the lines a little bit better, you know. I added like any small details, and it's basically the same as the sketch, but just cleaner, you know. There's like no reference lines, and it's just a little bit cleaner, although you guys can still see some of those lines if you pay close attention, because they didn't erase completely. So yeah, I didn't make that many changes, guys. I just fixed a couple things. I fixed the hands, I added the hands basically, and then also like the spikes on the shoulder. I fixed those, try to make them like the same thickness, you know, throughout. And I think that's it. And if you guys notice, I didn't outline that much the fire, and that's just because if you guys are planning to color it, if you guys look at the reference, the fire doesn't have an outline. So if you guys are planning to color it, don't do an outline on the fire, just try to do the fire, you know. And look at the reference, guys. Look, this is the best time to look at the reference and get all your details. That's why I put it up there, so it's that right there just to get all your details. Like I said before, like you guys could do the claws or whatever, or you guys could just look at my outline and try to copy it from there. But I recommend you guys doing looking at the reference, you know. That's why I put it up there. But basically that's it, guys. And I did end up coloring it. I didn't have the right markers for it, but the colors were close enough to for me to do it, so I did end up coloring it, as you guys can see right here. And right here is just the markers, because I did outline it in the Sharpie, but I didn't like how it turned out. I'll show you guys right here how it looks outlined in Sharpie, and I think it's because I didn't like it outlined in Sharpie. Most of the time I regret coloring my drawings, and right here I regret doing the Sharpie, because I think the outline is way bigger than the drawing, you know. Maybe if the outline was a little bit thinner. I used a different Sharpie, that's why I didn't use the one that I normally use. This one was just a little bit thicker than the fine tip that I normally use, so it ended up looking a little bit too thick, you know. And it's just because I did the drawing really small. If you guys look at the drawing compared to my hands, it's pretty small, you know. It's like it fits like in your palm, you know, the whole drawing, so it's pretty small. So the pen was just too much. But I used my markers, guys. I had like 3 different blues, and I try to make the wings a little bit darker, because if you guys look at the reference, they are darker. And then for like the fire is like a baby blue, and just like a almost like an aqua blue, and then the belly is the same. also for the fire, yeah. And the same thing for the what's it called, the what are those, like the spikes on the shoulders. So overall, guys, I'm happy with it. I think it came out right. The only thing, like I said, I regret is the outline, but overall I'm happy with it. I'm glad I took a picture before I outlined the drawing, just so you guys can see, you know, that how bad it kills me, the drawing. But yeah, and then for like the rest of the body, I used, like, I have different shades of gray. So I used like 3 different shades, like a darker gray, and then a gray lighter than that one, and then just for the highlights a lighter one. It's just really hard to use those to try to blend them, because once they dry, it's really hard to blend them. You need to do it really fast if you want to blend them, because once they're dry, it's just gonna be darker. It's gonna be a little bit rough, like the right leg, his right leg, like the big one, the one on the left, for us. If you guys look at it, it's a little bit weird, just because I try to fix it once the grays were the ink was dry, and it just ruined it, you know. Like, I should have just left it how it was. It was like the one on the right. You can tell that I made that leg a little bit darker, but overall I think it came out right, guys. This was, like I said, my 3rd time drawing them. The first time was in acrylic, and because I draw different, guys. If you guys, I'll put up the acrylic drawing right now. If you guys look at it, it's way different, because when I draw different than the tutorials that I do. I roughly do the shapes like that, like the circles and all that. I just do a real sketch first, but I don't do it like this, like doing the shape, for example, the big circle that we did at the beginning. I don't do that. When I'm drawing, I start off in one spot. Usually it's like on the face, and right here in the acrylic painting, I started on the eyes, and then on the head, and then I went from there, you know, the neck, and then I started doing like the left side of his body, and like that. So I just go from one spot, and then I just go, and then I just follow the rest, you know. For the tutorials, I just start off by doing like the basic outline of the shapes, you know, just so it can help you guys get the right shapes, you know, the right proportions of everything. So it's not gonna turn out the same as you guys can see. The acrylic turn out a little bit better, but it just depends on the way that you draw, you know. I'm pretty sure not a lot of you draw the same way that we did this tutorial, but as long as it helped you guys, then it's fine by me. So please leave a like, guys. It really helps out my channel. It really helps out my videos, you know. It helps me get out there. So please leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And if you have any comments, letting me know about the tutorial, how I did, let me know. I try to do it as easy as I can, guys, but just remember, Mega Charizard X is I don't know, he's just kind of a hard Pokemon. Usually, like, all the Megas, they're a little bit harder, because they're like, I don't know, I guess they have more going on, they're more detailed, so they're a little bit harder to do, because they don't have no basic shapes to them. For example, Pikachu, he's fairly easy because he's small, but Mega Charizard X, he has like everything, like the wings, and then the spikes, and the hands, the feet, the claws, the head, the neck. It's just so much to it. So I'm sorry if you guys had a hard time, but hopefully it was good enough for you guys. Hopefully it was helpful, guys, and let me know if how you guys did. Let me know if you guys drew them, and if you guys did, remember that you guys could always send in your drawings to be featured on my videos, like the ones you saw at the beginning of this video. You guys could send in your drawings. The links will be in the description for my Twitter, email, and Facebook. You guys could send me your drawing there. Just letting me know that you guys want me to feature your video, and I'll be happy to do it. But overall, I think it came out right, guys. So I guess I'll just catch you guys on the next video. Team Rocket Draws out.